The number of vulnerable adults being taken advantage of is on the rise, and it's only going to get worse, according to local officials. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. Abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation are a few of the cases being investigated in Clay County, and there are more of them every year.
Recently, Minnesota started a hotline for community members to call and report abuse. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson shows us what you can do to help if you see something that isn't right.
Families that are far away don't know what's going on.
Kay Exner knows what it's like to have parents who can't take care of themselves anymore.
And they are extremely vulnerable, like children, you know, that can't tell you what's going on.
Like many, she has worried before about elders being taken advantage of.
They are going up.
Kay Boyer deals directly with adult protection in Clay County, and she's asking the community to help.
If you see somebody who maybe is unable to care for themselves or unable to protect themselves anymore, call it in.
Self-neglect is the most common type of abuse they are seeing.
That's hard for people.
Boyer is also asking banks to keep an eye out.
Maybe some money is being spent or drawn down out of someone's account that just doesn't seem like that person would typically spend money like that.
Signs of financial, physical, or mental abuse shouldn't be ignored. Those in the community might be the only ones who spot it.
They don't want to get family members in trouble, so they often don't want us out there or don't want us investigating.
Like she did for her parents, Exner hopes someday the community watches out for her.
They're just not able to voice their concerns or, you know, rational enough to explain to somebody what's going on.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
If you want to report something that concerns you, there are hotlines in both North Dakota and Minnesota. You can leave an anonymous tip even after hours. For North Dakota, call 855-462-5465. And for Minnesota, call 844-880-1574.
New information tonight on a story we first brought to you last night. It involves a suspect in last week's deadly Moorhead fire who was also at the scene of a Detroit Lakes fire a day earlier.
Today, a Detroit Lakes investigator contacted Valley News Live searching for some apparent evidence that we aired last night. Valley News Team's Giovanna Simic joins us to explain and has the exclusive interview. Giovanna?
After our story ran last night, Detroit Lakes Police contacted us and requested a copy of the interview I did with a man on June 27th. That's the day of the house fire in downtown DL. The man told me his name was Mingan Charette, and we chatted for several minutes on camera.
Me and my brother were walking down, and we went down the alley, and we were over by CVS, and he chuckled. He said, "Do you smell that?" I went, "Nothing." And we turned back over by CVS, and we turned around, and we seen some black smoke.
The next day, there was another house fire, this one in Moorhead. A woman's body was found inside. Investigators identified 38-year-old Justin Critt as a suspect. Court documents indicate that Critt also used the name Mingan Charette. Investigators are hoping that the interview I did in Detroit Lakes further ties this man to the fires. We are currently in the process of meeting their request for a copy of that interview. Critt is being held in the Cass County Jail on an unrelated charge tied to a robbery that happened in Fargo the same day as the Moorhead fire, but several hours earlier. Also, for the second day in a row, I contacted Justin Critt at the Cass County Jail. I asked him for an interview, and he refused. I reached out to Critt's lawyer, who would only say that he has no information regarding Critt being in DL or his alias Mingan Charette. Our Moorhead investigator told Valley News Live that since Critt is in jail, they have more time to make sure they have a solid case to take to prosecutors. Andrea?
All right, Giovanna, thank you so much. Justin Critt has a prior history of arson, including a first-degree conviction in 1995.
A Detroit Lakes Habitat for Humanity house isn't sitting well with people who live where the house will eventually be. Some people living along Long Bridge Circle are concerned that a man who has a prior drug-selling conviction will now be their neighbor. However, the DL Habitat for Humanity president says this man's conviction from 7 years ago isn't who he is today.
We checked out that background. We found that he's an exemplary employee at Lake Shirts here in Detroit Lakes. Been that way for 7 years. And once we found that out, we were good to go. We didn't have any issues with him.
People living in the neighborhood also say a prior Habitat house caused a lot of problems for the city of Detroit Lakes. Hansen says that situation was a fluke and that other Habitat projects in DL and Frazee have not been problems.
The construction chaos on 13th Avenue in Fargo has many drivers finding detours. The drivers who take a much-used shortcut off 42nd Street between two businesses are now greeted by a sign that says no cut-through traffic, police enforced. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons reports.
If you're a driver on 13th Avenue in Fargo looking for a detour along 42nd Street, you may have been tempted to take a left turn into the Barnes & Noble parking lot and go straight through to Petco. But there's now a sign reading, no cut-through traffic, police enforced.
If it says you shouldn't go somewhere, you shouldn't. Because as of myself, I believe in karma, and you definitely don't want that coming back to you.
Craig is a shopper who chose to park her car in the Barnes & Noble parking lot, then walk over to Petco. As more vehicles saw my presence in the parking lot, they turned around. I caught up with one of the vehicles whose driver seemed to question the sign.
I'm not really sure why it's there, trying to figure that out.
But his passenger, Matt Holm, has some experience in road construction down in the cities and says you should be respectful of the businesses.
These are privately owned businesses that pay for these parking lots, things like that. You shouldn't be using them as your roadway or your shortcut.
Petco's general manager says that they have yet to see any tickets given out to vehicles that cross this boundary, but say that customers are noticing the sign. As for Barnes & Noble, they say the sign is not their doing, it is the city. Some drivers see the sign and turn the corner. Others drive up to the sign, stop for a minute, and decide what to do. Then there are those drivers who go past it like there isn't even a sign in the road, police enforced or not.
I saw it earlier and I'm in a hurry, so I just went through it anyway.
In Fargo, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
Those businesses off 42nd Street, where the sign is located, say the 13th Avenue construction may influence the traffic, but it has not impacted business like they thought.
Today, United States Attorney General Loretta Lynch decided no charges will be brought in the Hillary Clinton email case. The AG said she accepted the FBI's unanimous recommendation that the year-long investigation be closed and that no one within the scope of the investigation would be charged. Today's announcement brings a formal end to the investigation.
One local business celebrated a big birthday today. Prairie Den launched last summer and provides a collaborative workspace for anyone interested. Prairie Den is a place where people can meet, work, learn, hang out, collaborate, and engage with one another. Organizers say they didn't think they'd be open for this long and are thankful for all the community support. The space is home to over 140 members and 4 full-time startup companies.
The Prairie Den has been able to be that space where people can come and can grow, and they can have a work environment that's conducive to adding teammates or beginning to work with people collaboratively and then eventually bringing them onto their teams.
If you're interested in reserving a place at Prairie Den, head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
After a week of online voting, Minnesota Lieutenant Governor Tina Smith announced today the winner of the contest to design a Minnesota State Parks and Trails license plate. Take a look at this. The winning plate features an image of a canoe on the water surrounded by Minnesota's 4 seasons. The plate was submitted by Michelle Vasas of Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Her design received the most votes from among 3 finalists. The new license plate will be available from the Department of Motor Vehicles starting this fall. It's going to run you about $60.